Hi, hello. I'm Kiral. If you're new here, I'm a transmedia artist showing the behind the scenes of my artworks on YouTube. So today I thought I would do some sort of very light catch-up video because I haven't been on YouTube for like the last 6 months since my residency in Japan, and I will take the time to explain why at the end of the video. By the way, I made a series of shorts documenting this residency. It's still not done, but I'm gonna catch up with that a bit later. But basically, while I was gone from here, I was just coping with like a little creative issue by doing some minor creative projects. So I thought I would just show you what I've been up to. So during the fall, I spent a lot of time customizing this jacket. This jacket is one that I got from my grandma. It's like a very beautiful high quality jacket, but it doesn't have enough pizzazz, as you can tell from my style. So I decided to bedazzle it because in that way I was sure that I would wear it more often. So what I did was buying these like hotfix gems, and then I've just been creating vectorial patterns on my iPad, and then I've been laser cutting these patterns and then tracing them onto the jacket with chalk, and then I've been just ironing each gem by gem, and I think it looks really fantastic. And because it's like hotfix rhinestones, you can put this in the wash and it will not go away. And I've done the same with this t-shirt that I've thrifted a couple of summers ago, and I think it's just really adding something. And then in preparation for Christmas or for the holiday season for winter, I have been on a knitting binge. So I've knitted these leg warmers that I've been using surprisingly a lot. And then I've started like an obsession with knitting tiny creatures for some sort of abstract Christmas tree I've been working on. So here is an overview of the collection of small creatures. There is a Christmas tree, a double-faced gingerbread creature. There is also a mouse or rat, like a fairy rat with a tutu. Then there's also like a chicken that has a cold, so it has like a scarf. And then, yeah, just like a couple more of these interesting creatures. I've also been knitting some stuffed creatures for my family. Here they are all together. And then besides that, I've been exhibiting some of my sculptures, scapes, which I've documented extensively on this channel. I've been exhibiting them at various spaces in Copenhagen. I've also worked on a Christmas market with my studio collective, of which I don't have footage, but it was quite fun. And then I've been working on a new type of sculpture. I can make maybe like a proper video to explain what's the vision and how I'm gonna do it, but basically I have been 3D modeling and then 3D printing the 3D model. And then I'm gonna make a translucent sculpture out of this. So stay tuned if you wanna see what's that gonna turn into and how. And then the obvious is that I have a new face, new year, new face, in the sense that I've bleached my eyebrows and I got 2 gems, more 2 gems than before. Ding! And I've been really into doing my own nails. And then besides that, I've also been enjoying gaming. I don't know why I act surprised. I really like gaming. But I thought I would mention this game called Expedition 33, which I've been playing because it's an indie game which looks absolutely fantastic and the story is really good. And I'm mentioning it because it's inspiring me to create new projects based on video games, not as a form, but as a topic, something I want to research a bit more. But yeah, I thought I would insert some footage of this game because it's just quite wonderful. And then on the topic of inspiration, I thought I would also mention Angel's Egg, which is a cult Japanese anime from the same director of Ghost in a Shell. It's just like a very obscure, abstract, metaphorical, symbolist. I wouldn't even call it a story, but like experience, visual and audio experience. And that film is being showcased in the cinemas right now because it's the 40th anniversary of this anime. And it was just mind-blowing. It's just really brilliant and I would recommend it. It's visually stunning, very deep symbolism, a lot of religious symbolism. Even if you're not religious, this is more of like maybe a critique of religion, in my opinion. So I just recommend watching that as well. Very inspiring. So now that I've been through what I've been up to for the last 6 months, let me fill you in with why I haven't been working on this huge project that I've been developing during my residence in Japan. So basically what happened is that I was in residency in the suburbs of Tokyo for 4 months this summer. and I've been working on the third and last installment of a trilogy of artworks I've been developing. That project is called The Age Of, and it's a project, or like it's like an artwork about pachinko machines and about the cosmos and the way we understand the future and picture the future. And this is an extremely ambitious project, but basically the goal is to create a movie, and that movie will be embedded into a sculpture, and that sculpture will be made of discarded pachinko parts. You can see the pachinko parts over there. I've been spending the summer writing a storyboard, recording voiceovers, and filming. And all of this content was on an SD card. You can smell it coming. The SD card got corrupted. And that was just devastating because I basically thought I lost all the footage for many months. But I'm not mega stupid. Of course, I had been backing up this footage and all of these recordings on Google Drive, but Google Drive is apparently extremely slow, so I thought it had synced everything from my SD card, but that was not the case. It's not that interesting, but long story short, my backup was incomplete. So I had about 80% of what I had recorded. So you could think, okay, that's not too bad. It is kind of bad because all of the footage was based on a storyboard. So for each sentence in the storyboard, there was a corresponding image. So if I'm missing even, 2%, it's still big gaps in the storyboard. So I dropped the SD card at a repair shop at the beginning of the fall, and I was not too worried at this point. I was like, okay, my SD card is not mounting on my computer. It's not gonna be a big deal, except that the repair shop took 2 months to come back to me with a diagnosis. They had tried everything, and the footage was there, but like it was completely broken with missing pixels. So there was like a very deep corruption mistake, and then it was like a battle to obtain reimbursement, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I ended up finding some backups of my backups. So I have about like 95% of the footage right now. And I have to cut my loss and deal with it and find creative solutions. So this whole story took 6 months to develop and conclude. And as you can imagine, this was very nerve-wracking, and the whole time I just felt like a bunny with like the lights of a car in its face, you know what I mean? Like just like a bit paralyzed and creatively blocked, because the biggest project and what I was dedicating this year to do, it was just gone, you know. So let's not be that dramatic. Now I have a lot of material to work with, and so I've started editing this film finally. So yeah, what's next? Obviously editing this film. That's gonna be my number one priority this year, and I hope to be done in a year and a half, 2 years, because there's so much work to do with this footage. And then there's the sculpture, blah blah blah. But I think it's gonna be really fun, and that doesn't mean I'm only gonna do that. So I'm gonna do a few vlogs, a few lighter projects, maybe start other projects. I'm also applying for a lot of opportunities, so maybe there's something cool and spicy coming up. So let's see. But thanks for tuning in, and yeah, okay, bye.